This is the first documentary we've discussed on this podcast, correct?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So, and that's worth remarking in itself because we, there's documentaries and then there's documentaries. There's documentaries that pretty much exist to convey information, and just maybe to some extent they'll convey an experience. Maybe there'll be still photographs and a lot of talking heads. Yeah. That's not really the sort of thing we're interested in discussing on this podcast because this is a film podcast, right, and it's about film as an art form. So we're more interested in things that are more in the direction of Werner Herzog or something like this film, because this film really puts you, it's shot as though it were a feature film. Mm-hmm. It really puts you in the experience of the subjects. There's very little talking heads. There's some voiceovers. Most of the time when you're seeing someone talking, it's a real scene. They're talking to someone. They're not talking to the camera. Yeah. Most of the information that you get that the filmmakers get directly from the people in the film is delivered by means of voiceover.
Right. There's kind of this preponderance of what I call shake and bake documentaries across streaming platforms, yes, like Netflix, yes, and Amazon, where you know that they just got the green light on this documentary, shot it in a week, interviewed a bunch of people, pulled a bunch of images off of the internet, and then slapped something together. Maybe did some on location shooting or some B-roll. But yeah, you're right. Right from the beginning, this documentary really hits you as though it were a feature film. And there's really precise. There's real precision in everything that's done. It's not slapped together. So right, whether that's, the way that it's shot and cut, or whether that's the kinds of text, I call it text, but it's the spoken word that's integrated, even the conceit to capture some of this spoken word. You're right. There are no talking heads. There's no real voiceover except in these moments of prayer where, mm-hmm, evidently the subjects have been asked to pray as they would. They're all on pilgrimage to Lourdes, but to pray out loud, which, that's kind of frightening, for myself at least, the idea of having to be that vulnerable. But it's certainly not unprecedented. We pray out loud all the time. So it's entirely believable that these people, with real devout yearnings are able to manifest those out loud so that the rest of us can hear them. And so even with that, there's this real kind of, there's a director's hand, I don't want to overplay it and suggest that this is, all fabricated or something like that, but it is manipulated. And I mean that in the best sense, I don't mean it in the sense of tinkered with and sort of, that has kind of a negative connotation, but the way that a musician manipulates his instrument, handles it. The filmmakers really handle this subject and have a story that they want to tell, and they bring all of their particular skill and artistry to bear on this.
Yeah, and with regard to the precision of the filming, one thing that really helps is, as you say, the inside touch, right? You've got a person working on this film who knows the way people walk through this place and touch the rock,
yeah,
but also any film that is so much devoted to ritual can really gain from the predictability of certain motions that are going to occur, so that you can actually plan out how you're going to shoot it much more.
That's right.
And also, to be honest, a lot of the people they're filming can't move around.
Yeah.
Are sick or injured people
or
who
have
can't move around.
their own ritual, of the care that they
Yeah.
need to receive.
Right. Very true. Yeah. Not only the religious rituals as well.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all factors that allow them to have a greater degree of precision and control while still allowing for spontaneous moments of personal connection in the film. And that all is greatly beneficial to the final product.